For cars, trucks, and all types of heavy-duty equipment. Johnson's Parts, your Auto Value Auto Parts store. 1112 Shelton Avenue, Statesville.
I need some real talk. Oh, I need some real talk. Give me some of that real talk.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on all things North Carolina real estate, business, and life. Happy New Year! I can say that because this is the first time this show has been on in 2024, believe it or not, because last Monday, if you'll recall, was the new year. So a happy new year to you and yours. Hope you had a great one. Thanks for letting me back into your life for a little bit, if only but an hour. You can check us out online anytime on demand, WSICnews.com, also all the socials. Real estate is certainly a part that you can search when you go stop by WSICnews.com. We've got all the market report data, the most local up-to-date content. I think it updates like every 5 minutes. That's what it's supposed to do. I've got the reports pulled up. We're going to look at some market data at some point. But there was a tweet I sent out. I think it was last night. I think it was last night. It's either usually late at night, like 9 o'clock, or like early, like 5 a.m. I'm a 9 to 5er. That's my life. I'm in bed, snuggled up, snuggied out, and then I'm up at Adam because I get about an hour in the morning. The kids, without fail, no matter the day. Here's the secret: 6 a.m. Doesn't come with a label when they come out of the womb. You just kind of got to learn and adapt. That's the batch I got, 6 a.m. So I digress. This tweet, though, a few wild stats. This is by Katie Peralta Soloff. She's Axios Charlotte. This is Axios Charlotte, a reporter for Axios Charlotte. A few wild stats. In 1980, about 23% of North Carolina residents were born outside of North Carolina. Today, 46% statewide were born outside North Carolina, accounting for 5 million people. Of those, about 10% were born in New York, the leading birthplace of those born outside North Carolina. So we jump from basically a quarter to a half, from a quarter to a half now as far as residents of North Carolina born outside. So you're reaching a point where more people are from outside of North Carolina that weren't born here, population-wise. That's a shift. You think multi-generational. What sectors factor heavily into multi-generational as far as real estate? Farmers. I'm learning more and more it's all about the farmers. And I'll say, I think we can have peace. I think we can. For a long time, it's been, building up. This momentum has been compounding, piling up. With the development, with the change, the word change is to some like instant boil of the blood. Nah. You said, what? What'd you say to me? That's the level it reaches. And it's happening hyper locally. It happens everywhere. And I mean that like it literally happens hyper locally everywhere. So thus, if it includes everywhere, that would include here. De facto. We've got an old generation, new generation, seasoned generation, ignorant generation, whatever, whatever the statistical category or quantifiable way, the adjective you use to describe the different categories, the different factions that are not like you in general, no matter what stage of life or location you may be in. You think to the greater size of the market in the future. Time is so short. Time is ridiculously short. We have to start making some decisions based on future. We have to plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I think that was JFK who said that, right? Somebody. Or Junior. Was it Junior? Not JFK Jr., Dale Jr. Did he say that one? Somebody said that one. But multi-generational living, multi-generational development, multi-generational community. That's what we've got here in North Carolina as these populations shift. Multi-generational, multicultural, diverse. I am of the belief we have diversity in our area. We may define diversity differently, and that's okay. But I do believe we have diversity in our area. I also believe that there is hope. We get lost in like especially me. I go down these dark rabbit holes sometimes. Thankfully, Bill's here most of the time to pull me out of them. I just go down places like, okay, here he goes. They're going to get actually like some bumper music for me on the morning show that puts an actual time limit on how deep to the rabbit hole I can go. So that's at least going to be a positive for the rest of society, at least for the day. I think it would be cool to develop one of these multi-million square foot size industrial spaces that are going in on 77 right now. When you're going 77 north and you just go right past 36, that is a mega space facility. I think it's about 700,000 square feet. That's what I got told today. 700,000 square feet. That is mondo square footage. That is a industry, a sector that we are going to have to pay attention to if we are all of a sudden going to turn our dirt into that style of a project. Something about, America first. There's a saying out there. Don't ask me what it is. Don't ask me what it is. That's not what today's about. Today's about our dirt. Our area's dirt, the LKN dirt. That's what we want to pay attention to. So if we're going to go for these sectors, these mega sectors, and spend and allow, and you put concrete in the ground, good luck lifting concrete out of the ground. You can't do it. Once it's there, once you go that decision, so all of a sudden that industry becomes very important to us. Not that it wasn't before. I mean, I'm not saying that like we don't care about all the sectors. We do like a wide-ranging economy that encompasses many aspects and walks of life. Yes. But when you start picking sides and allow projects in a particular area for a certain sector, you de facto are on a team. So we are team manufacturing now in Lake Norman. Shout out to the manufacturers. That is where we're going heavy. Industrial supply, flex warehouse space. That's what we're doing. There is no other. There is no other. Let's combo that with farms. Imagine manufacturing, agricultural manufacturing. What about that? That's a thing, right? I'm not making that. I mean, I made it up, but that's not like, I'm not coining a new term right now, surely. Although if I did, we'll throw that one out there too. Why not? Well, let's make some new sectors. Isn't that really what we need to do? Isn't that what America is about? Going to the next. TM, trademarked. That's a real thing. You can't have it. It's ours. It's that easy. We will at some point actually look at some real estate numbers because, for all I know, did the market just fall out today? I didn't follow the stock market at all. I didn't get an update. I didn't get a text. I didn't see mass chaos and sell-off today. I could be wrong. I rely on Joshua Doby for that. Dollars and Cents airs on Thursdays at 4 o'clock. Also, who I rely on, who's up next? Joe Vagnone, business broker. This dude's been in the game for like 30 years slanging businesses. I would be tired. This man's still just doing it for fun. He's just hanging out doing it for fun. That's what he goes to Burner Cigars. He hangs out. He's a hangout guy. I bet you at home, just hangs out. Hangs out on the back porch, looking at the lake, living the dream. Joe Vagnone, host of Local Biz Now, coming up at 4 o'clock. He's got a band of characters also probably today as well. WSICnews.com, the social platforms. You can be watching the video right now. So how high? Well, actually, I shouldn't assume they've gone up. Have real estate prices gone up? I'm almost making an assumption that they have. Maybe they haven't. Now, prices may be going up, but how many transactions? What's our volume at right now? Word on the street is it's tiring right now. Like, it's tough. There are not a heavy volume of transactions occurring. Does that ever translate to the commercial side? Of course it does. At some point it transitions to the commercial side. But how? How do you navigate it? What are some of those kind of, maybe you're on Mario Kart and you need to take like a little side action track real quick, and then but you still end up at the same place like everybody else. But you just get that kind of little cheat code thing going on. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. 844-STUDIO-4, the show that focuses on all things North Carolina real estate, business, and life.
More of today's Real Talk with Justin Ckezepis is coming up on the new 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, enjoy your Monday. You probably just want a little something extra on the arms to keep you warm today. We have sunshine with highs in the upper 40s, but we need to pay attention to our Tuesday. Use today as your day to tie things down. Maybe secure some loose items in the yard. We have a lot of rain and a lot of wind on the way for our Tuesday. Some of that rain can be quite heavy at times. Winds gusting over 40 miles per hour as we work our way later in the day. We'll need to watch for flooding and the chance for a couple thunderstorms, too. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar.
Rocky Lynn is playing at Kane Center for the Arts Saturday, January 20th. Having performed all over the world, written hit songs, and mentored artists, Rocky Lynn is making another stop here at home. Rocky Lynn, Saturday, January 20th, kanearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Quilters and knitters unite! The Quilting and Needle Art Extravaganza is happening this month at the Statesville Civic Center, Friday, January 26th and 27th. Admission is $5. Come explore the many beautiful fabrics, styles, and maybe even buy a new sewing machine. The Quilting and Needle Art Extravaganza at Statesville Civic Center on January 26th and 27th. Birkdale on Ice is still going on through January 28th. Time to lace up your skates and hit the ice. To make sure you can skate when you want, we recommend you making a reservation. For skate session info, including times and pricing, visit birkdalevillage.com. Mooresville Parks and Recreation presents the Hitmen of Country, playing at the Charles Mack Citizen Center Friday, January 19th. Love country music? The Hitmen of Country have toured and recorded with some of the country's greatest artists, like Keith Urban, Trace Adkins, Travis Tritt, and Jason Aldean. For more information, go to visitmooresville.com. That's visitmooresville.com. Have an event you'd like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today. It's today's Real Talk with Justin Ckezepis on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC. News, talk, now.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate, business, and life. A little early. Justin Ckezepis hanging with you. North Carolina attorney, real estate broker, investor, just dude who cares about the community a little bit. Not a lot. No, I mean, I care. I'm not going to say that. I mean, wait. What had happened was, I've been informed it's up only on the markets today, by the way. I told you I don't look at stocks during the day. I don't actually have like a ticker. That moves fast. Okay, like that's like, you got to be on like an adrenaline level to follow that kind of stuff all day long. And so I know some of y'all do it. You got your Robinhood app and you got your day trading plan strategy for Q1 going on right now. I understand. And I'll let you do it. I don't need to be doing that. You give me the power to start doing things like that, it's all over. That's a problem for me. It's why I don't gamble. I mean, isn't the stock market legal gambling? Break down the principle of it. It's just regulated legal gambling. Because aren't illegal things regulated too to some degree? Anyway, I'm going down a bad spot right now. We don't need to go there. Mecklenburg County Market Report. Let's look at that. That's what I know you're going to care about, because have prices gone up for real estate? Yeah. Yeah, they have. I'm going to go and give you the spoiler. $673,891 is the average price for the residential listing right now. $673,000. This is Mecklenburg County Report showing 20 new listings in the multiple canopy MLS right now, multiple listing service. 6 listings sold today, 86 open houses this week. A lot. There's activity. But here's the thing. I said Mecklenburg County, and there's 20 new listings today. How many people are Mech? Over 1 million. Is that safe to say? I mean, I thought you would think it's a big number. Let me look that up. No, I'm going to talk to you about this, because 20 listings, I mean, even if we're at, look, let's see. What do you think? Mecklenburg County NC population. What do you think? 1.12 million. This was in 2021. That's not even 2023. What do you think? 1 million people came to Charlotte in the past 2 years? Nah, not 1 million. Bill, the producer here, he transplanted from ATL. Bill, you transplanted. Don't act like you did. I know you don't want to talk right now. This is your normal time of not having to talk, but I'm making you talk right now.
It's all good.
You're a transplant.
I mean, I was born here.
But you gave up citizenship for a better tax rate, and then you came back.
Right.
No.
Right. It's good to be home.
Is that what Johnny Depp did? Is he back in America, or is he still in Australia?
Johnny Depp's still in Australia.
Still dealing with that dog issue, or did you get that taken care of?
You got the dog issue taken care of.
But he had the lady issue, though, who was taking poo-poos on his bed.
Oh, I thought that's what you were.
No, I would never. No. Bill.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
No. Oh,
I don't even care about that. I'm sorry.
Let's go. Iredell County report, market report. Let's jump over to that one. Average price $590,000. Oh, and 590 and 51. Sorry, I need to include that $51 in there too. 1,000 active residential listings in Iredell County. 9 listings hit the market today there, and 20 in Mecklenburg County. Let's talk about that number for a second. You got a population of 1.1 million. And in your multiple listing service, your actual localized database of real estate collected data showcases 20 new listings hitting the market in a single day. Does that seem proportionate? 20 listings to a population of 1.1 million. You got to think about it. The number down, as far as if you could hyper-focus just the percentage, number down, well, you can, I guess, just year over year. People are not moving as frequently. There's not nearly as many in-town moves. It's becoming more and more dependent of people being forced into or out of a market. And force doesn't necessarily have to be a negative. You get that promotion, you get called up to the league, you're going to go. You're going to go there. You're see new opportunity somewhere. It's a forced situation of selling. Besides, short of that, why only 20 new listings? It's a pretty small number given the population and given the number of doors I see being built everywhere. Or are they all leases? Is everything a lease? No, there's a lot of tract homes going up in a lot of places around Lake Norman. Troutman's building a lot. You got a few new pockets, a couple of subdivisions over in Huntersville. You've got the ones right near the Aquatic Center, right? What is that, 21 Statesville? You got that. That's like D.R. Horton or something like that too. That's a pretty good one. You've got units going up. Doors are being built. Now, apartments, I think, are going to slow down. We're going to see, as far as new ones coming out of the ground. If it's not approved already, I think you're going to have a tough time with apartment complexes. Like you're not going to see, at least on the north side.
Good.
At least on the north side. I can't control what Charlotte does. Let me be crystal clear about that. They don't ask me my opinion, and I typically don't share it. I take that back. I think that's probably what I do all day long. But I don't think apartments, if you're in the apartment game on the north side of Charlotte to the lake, it's not going to happen. Just at least not now. The area has to reach another caliber as far as infrastructure before it will allow any more apartments. That high density of that level. But what do you do when you have an area that you need population? You need an increased workforce. And this is where the jobs comes back to play. I remember I mentioned this mega 700,000 square foot industrial shipping and receiving is what it looks like, right? On 77, just north of 36, massive complex. That is going to require jobs. But what jobs? And is that going to be like super transient? Is it going to be high technology based inside as far as the automation, and though there will be a truck that arrives, but think about the practical local labor force working within that complex. Are we talking heavy machinery, or what are we talking about there? Who's the tenants that are going to be utilizing that space, and what's it designed for? Certainly, probably public. If I just pull up the planning department, I'm sure the permit plans are out there, and I could just pull, right, and I could just have a conversation. But it's more fun to be philosophical with you. It's much more enjoyable. Can't we just live in our fantasy bubbles and continue to spend cash like it doesn't matter about tomorrow? Why? Because we've got bigger guns in America, people. That's why this is still going. You know this. That's the only reason why anybody lets America continue to do what it does. It's because of the military force. Don't play games. I don't think I could handle riding on a submarine. I just couldn't. I would be you're talking about, I'm having a panic attack right now. I think on air live on WSIC, Justin Ckezepis is about to have a panic attack. Thinking about being in a cold, dark space with no exit point whatsoever. Nope, not going to do it. Somebody give me let's talk about super towers. Super talls, I believe. Super talls. Bill, the producer here, is of belief we need as many super talls in Lake Norman as possible. 844 Studio 4. Let him know how you feel about that. He says only super tall should be approved going forward. 844 Studio 4. Somebody needs to talk some sense into Bill. You go letting somebody do things like that, just building super talls everywhere. That's what Bill the Buffer here wants. Only super talls going forward. Nothing else. What's the world coming to these days? I don't think I could ride an elevator to the top of a super tall. I don't think I could. Ride an elevator all the way to the top of a super tall? I don't think I can handle that.
You could.
Have you?
Yes, I went to the Sears Tower, or the Willis
Let me ask
Tower
you,
in Chicago.
Can I ask you a question? When you just walked to the door to let Joe Vagnone in, did you have the speaker on there? Could you hear me or no?
I could not hear you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay, I was just telling
came to
everyone your plan. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, yeah. I just came into you saying you couldn't ride an elevator, which I know you can. I believe in you.
You didn't hear me telling everyone your evil plan that every building that comes forward, if it's not a super tall in Lake Norman, it should not be approved.
I do think the nation as a whole needs to get back to skyscrapers.
Where would
It's
you
just an alpha move.
Where would you want the first to be Lake Norman? Should Lake Norman put this magnificent pillar right in the middle?
Well, that would be lovely. We can build out a little bit more from Charlotte. I like to see a little bit of balance, but yeah.
You've got Duke has their tech building, right? Didn't they do a tech building outside 277 Beltway on the south side?
I wouldn't know. I can't see it.
That's right. But
Because
you live
it's
down
not
there.
super tall.
Oh, because there's other buildings in your vision line that it doesn't matter how tall it is if it's not so tall.
Right. I need a flex.
Dang, could you imagine seeing a super tall if you're center city, I mean Trade Tryon standing directly in the center of the road, they block it off for you, and you see a super tall coming up over the top of like Bank of America. Could you imagine what that would be wild.
Exactly. It gets you excited, doesn't it?
You get nervous? Because then what if that thing falls down?
No, it won't.
They don't fall?
We have a lot of smart engineers.
I know they do, but them things is tall.
Yeah.
You know, the clouds are getting lower every year. That's part of this global warming. Clouds get lower.
I did hear that.
Did you?
No.
I didn't think because I was
Just
like,
trying to
did I
agree
just?
with you.
Oh, okay. No, I thought I was like, yeah. I do know something.
I like speculating as well.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's hard to not. Do you think the market goes up or down?
Are we talking housing?
Sure.
I hope it goes down a little
Any
bit.
what market you want to talk about?
The housing's fine.
Okay,
I need a house.
that's true. 844
I'd like to get one for the low.
Off market deals only, people.
Right. Yeah, I might buy your house.
Right now, I can drop the paperwork right now if y'all want to.
Let's
Search
get
the
this done.
title. Boom. Let's get it.
Let's get this done.
844 Studio 4. World record. Guinness World Record of quickest house sold.
I got some IOUs.
That's Hey, seller finance is a thing. There's a thing out there. Demi and I, the first place we bought was a townhouse in Oakhurst in Cornelius. This was 2012. First spot we bought, we did a lease purchase. We negotiated with the seller to let us rent and then purchase a couple years later. It's not exactly seller financing, I know, but my point is that there are tools that can be used dependent on the market. And I don't know, is this market out like sellers are begging right now? I don't think so. I don't think people are begging out here. A lot of people just bought in at a point like that. We haven't gone long enough for there to be people to mess up, I guess, at this point. Like if the government says, hey, just spend the money, I'm like, all right, I'll just spend the money. I thought that's all we did. Because the submarines, that's right. That's what you won't find me inside. Maybe the Air Force? No. I couldn't actually fly the plane. In my dream, I could fly the plane. But like in reality, those people that do that?
More of today's Real Talk with Justin Ckezepis is coming up on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, enjoy your Monday. You probably just want a little something extra on the arms to keep you warm today. We have sunshine with highs in the upper 40s, but we need to pay attention to our Tuesday. Use today as your day to tie things down. Maybe secure some loose items in the yard. We have a lot of rain and a lot of wind on the way for our Tuesday. Some of that rain could be quite heavy at times. Winds gusting over 40 miles per hour as we work our way later in the day. We'll need to watch for flooding and the chance for a couple thunderstorms, too. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, you may qualify for a free continuous glucose monitor system. Managing your diabetes is crucial to your health. The new CGM systems can automatically manage your diabetes better for you. And by using a CGM system, you can eliminate forever one thing most people with diabetes hate the most: finger sticks. Now it's possible to manage your diabetes better, end the painful finger sticks, and get a new CGM monitoring system at little or no cost to you. We even provide in-home delivery and do all the insurance paperwork for you. Now is the best time to manage your diabetes better and get your continuous glucose monitor. Call now for details. 800-719-5481. 800-719-5481. 800-719-5481. That's 800-719-5481. Paid for by U.S. Med.
Thinking of a truck? Think Sierra, a GMC Sierra. And Black Automotive is where you find it. No matter where you're heading or what task you're tackling, there's a premium capable Sierra 1500 that's perfect for you. Now you can take $7,000 off the Sierra 1500 crew cab models with a 5.3 motor, or you can take 1.9% interest for 36 months. Take the 2023 GMC Terrain for a test drive and just see what you're missing. It's a wonderful SUV, and you'll love this one. Now take $4,000 off the 2023 GMC Terrain, or your choice of 1.9% interest for 36 months. Choose the 2023 Canyon Elevation, $2,000 off. And if a pre-owned is more in your budget, see the mile-long inventory of trucks and cars. See Black Automotive, the Greater Car Trader, home of Buick, GMC, Dodge, Jeep, Dodge Ram, and so much more. Iredell County's most preferred dealer, Black Automotive, Salisbury Road, Statesville, just off I-77.
Call now to speak with Justin at 844-STUDIO-4. It's today's Real Talk on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on all things North Carolina real estate, business, and life. Me, Scusi. I played golf this past weekend. I thought all the courses were closed, though. I was almost positive that every course in the area was closed for renovation. Have you driven down Jeton Road recently? They done tore the peninsula up. They done messed the thing up. It's a sham, people. Golf is not real underneath the ground. How does it happen? No, they're completely redoing that course right now. And I've never seen so many boulders. Do you think that's like what was holding up? That's why my shot always would just bounce and go the wrong way. Because everything underneath, like the top levels, soil was just rock. So it just had that bounce power. It just came down and it was whack. That explains a lot. I feel better now. Had a chance to play at Twin Oaks in Statesville. Played a full 18. It was a good time. I had fun. How about you? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
It was for your birthday. That's tomorrow.
Yeah, I loved it. First time going out. Got to break in the new clubs.
As a lefty.
I mean, always been a lefty, but yeah.
Sure.
Never had the clubs on hand.
Yeah. You didn't convert to a lefty.
Right. It used to be my way out from golf.
Now it's no longer.
Now I have zero excuses.
But you picked it up so fast. Like you've played the cross for so long. And the concept of the relationship, right? Like you were saying that like between, your stick, your club, and you
fine.
And the ball.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Just some reps under my belt.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
It was funny.
Saw what I needed to see yesterday.
Are you still feeling connected? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Willing to give it another try.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of courses in the area.
I can see why a lot of people like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is fun.
And this Lake Norman area, and if you go to the outskirts, you include, beyond, like Charlotte, obviously north, south, east, west, make your choice. There are some courses out here to play.
Indeed.
Quite a few. Mallard had another one that you've not played before, but I used to play quite a bit. Mallard Head was one. Lived in Northstone. Interested in Cowan's Ford. All these places, though, the waiting list is like a mile long. I think Northstone's waiting list is literally like 3 years right now. There's a lot of people here that play golf. I didn't realize that. And that's what you're buying with a membership is like access to tee times. That's what you're paying for at some of these courses. But got to give love to Twin Oaks where we just got to roll up. You don't have to have a tee time. And there's nothing wrong with that. It was just that kind of course.
The great folks at Twin Oaks.
Absolutely. Had a fantastic time. Enjoyed the course. Enjoyed just the camaraderie with the peoples. Wild to think that in January you can be playing golf here in North Carolina.
Right.
Not many places that's going on.
No.
We do get all 4 seasons. February, though, you probably won't find me out there with you February. Take a rest. We'll come back. We'll come back in March, and we'll start thinking about it again. April showers. So you can do March because it doesn't rain in March because the saying, right? It's April and then May. The point being, North Carolina has 4 seasons, and that's it.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's what's relative. What also is relative, me driving down Highway 73 and this Birkdale landing going across the street from Birkdale. Do you get off on 25 or 28 each day?
25.
So you cross this every day.
Yeah, I check on it frequently.
Do you go home on Samfur?
Yes. I'm not taking a left on Catawba out here.
So you go that parking lot rather than that parking lot?
Yes.
Wow.
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
It's all about right turns.
Yeah. But we only go left.
It's a right turn, but then I got a light to help me go left.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like making the left out of the parking lot?
Correct.
Oh. I'll hop in that middle. Out of the way. I'm coming out. No, I won't do that.
Right. It's just a lot for me to have to tell myself mentally to go away.
Farther.
To go back down.
Yeah. Well, especially because it's still going to be a parking lot.
It's still going to take me a long time to get down there.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
But I can get pretty lucky on heading home.
What about an exit 27 off Westmoreland that's been talked about since before we were born?
Yeah, that would be interesting. That would be interesting because I've heard that they would have to build another separate overpass.
Okay.
So I've heard that it would just be.
The rumors are circulating.
Right, but I guess it's coming, right, with the hospital.
Maybe. I don't think immediately.
Right.
I have recently inquired about Bailey Road, and is it going to is Atrium just going to build over the highway real quick? I think that would be to North Cross. You know how where there's Rubbermaid and Newell on
Sure.
North Cross right there next to Birkdale.
Mm-hmm.
That street eventually is supposed to cut through to Westmoreland. And
Oh,
so
really?
I think and I think that's where in Alexander Chase somewhere, I'm making this up, right? Approximately.
Speculating.
Across 77 and then connecting to that North Cross extension to Westmoreland is the idea.
Interesting.
Yeah. And how you fit a 77 on and off ramp there, both north and south, be tight. You have to almost do toll in the middle. You know what I mean? Like a little mini bridge. It probably wouldn't be more like it'd probably be more like something more like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's possible. Do you think we need anything between 30 and 36 anymore? We got 30, then we got Langtree, then we got Williamson. We also got Brawley, and we got 150. Any more sweet spots there?
Not at the top of my head. I mean, there's a lot of lake right there too.
A lot of views, a lot of break for the lake.
Right.
Happening every day. Probably
Why
happening
not?
right now.
Everyone's doing it.
Get on board, man. It's cool, man.
What do you mean we're here?
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it is terrible when people break on it.
Correct.
It's a conundrum. It's like, I want it, but I can't have it. And you just stare at it. And then you look to the other side lake, Lake Davidson, Lake Cornelius. It's like, oh, who are they over there?
Right.
They just want to be connected. It's like there's that, almost more of symbolism here of there's that gap between us. Oh my gosh. Like a love story. This is like the Notebook. This is how they thought processed it out prior to. How much do you think the real estate is for the Notebook? Can I rent that place for a night and have a sleepover?
You can definitely do it. I think everybody's got a number.
That's true. Just go knock on. Is it even real though, or is it like just some on like some lot in Palo Alto or something like that? You know what I mean? Like
No. They film that
Hollywood.
stuff. They film that stuff in North Carolina.
No, The Notebook.
Oh yeah.
No, I thought it'd be like Alabama.
Well, sorry, I know a lot of those Nicholas Sparks novels are based out of Eastern North Carolina.
You're a big reader.
No.
You just know things.
I know things. I drink and I know things.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that Nicholas Sparks favored North Carolina like that. That this is
absolutely
because most of the time North Carolina in these movies and these shows is pictured as just the most country bumpkin, middle of nowhere.
Right.
Like that new Obama movie. What's with their production company? What was that one called on Netflix?
Leave the World Behind.
Yeah, weren't like the white people just like dumb, like didn't know nothing people?
No.
No?
I would watch it before you.
Okay, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. Was that too strong? Did I come out too strong?
No,
on
you're
that?
fine.
I'm just saying what they portrayed at in there. That's
Right.
what I hear. Julia Roberts, is she in that one?
Yes.
Yeah, I done heard about this.
Yeah.
I done heard about.
Give it a watch. You guys would like it.
I might like it because I might like it.
A lot of submarines.
Too
kidding.
many.
0 submarines.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Right? The perfect amount of submarines.
Right. Am I selling you?
That's no, not even close. I don't movie watching and real estate. Think about that. How bad do you think it was for movie theaters during COVID? If we didn't have Regal and AMC, how bad do you think it would have been? Because they just were they have the access to capital. You know what I mean during that time.
Yeah, it's still not out of the woods with all this, people making movies on Netflix now and
they're competing.
Hulu and YouTube TV and Apple TV making movies.
All of them are. All the individual streaming platforms now are in that game. Prime? Yeah, you said Amazon. Did you say Amazon?
I did not, but yeah, Amazon definitely.
Amazon is in the game. When Amazon's in the game, it's like, what do you do then?
Right.
Netflix is almost the old guard of streaming, right? I mean, in reality, Netflix is like the one trying to survive right now. They produce a lot of content, though. I wonder if there's any like way that we get a bunch of movies now here in North Carolina. Real estate wise, right? Like that brings a lot of transient occupancy. There was like a tax for a while, wasn't there? Like there was some type of benefit incentive. That's where when they were filming like the Hunger Games in North Carolina around that time. And maybe I don't know the whole story. Maybe you do, 844 Studio 4. There was some incentives around them filming here at that time. And so Wilmington is like pretty big in the movie game.
Right. OBX, yeah.
Is that a company?
Outer Banks.
Oh, the place, the geographic territory, the bumper sticker.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, nice. You got any bumper stickers?
I do not. I keep it clean.
Yeah, me too. I don't like them.
I like to keep people guessing, a little veil of mystery.
Demi likes bumper stickers. She always wanted to put them on, and I always say, no, it better be a magnet that you can take off. I don't want anything to do with that.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Like I feel like sometimes she would trick me. Like she would say, look, here's one. I'm going to put it on. I'm like, no, wait. Let me look. Make sure it's a magnet. She would just put it on, though. She's okay with it because, her Ford Focus back in the day, she drove that thing into the ground.
Right.
Loved it. I couldn't do it. She's the reason why there's potholes on Catawba Avenue.
Oh, yeah?
Just driving it into the ground. No, I don't think
that's
that's
a subgrade issue.
Yeah, I don't think that's something she could do with her car. That's not how that works. You could teach a class on erosion. You want to teach let's teach the class on erosion when we come back. You want to do that?
I could try.
I'm gonna give Bill's explanation of erosion. This is gonna be like a Schoolhouse Rock version.
Should be very, very quick.
It's gonna be fantastic. 844 Studio 4. Did you listen to the morning show this morning? We gave away tickets to the Ckezepis Home and Garden Show, and then the home renovation show.
Remodeling, yep.
Yeah, coming up in Charlotte at the Convention Center. You can listen every day. We're gonna be giving away tickets, and it's gonna be a good time. Rocky Lynn coming to Kane Center next Saturday, the 20th. Going to be playing down here in Corntown, the Statesville guy. But he's played around the world on the guitar, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Rocky Lynn, he can jam. So he's playing the 20th. I might let you know something about that in a little bit.
There's more of today's Real Talk with Justin Ckezepis on the way from the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, enjoy your Monday. You probably just want a little something extra on the arms to keep you warm today. We have sunshine with highs in the upper 40s, but we need to pay attention to our Tuesday. Use today as your day to tie things down. Maybe secure some loose items in the yard. We have a lot of rain and a lot of wind on the way for our Tuesday. Some of that rain could be quite heavy at times. Winds gusting over 40 miles per hour as we work our way later in the day. We'll need to watch for flooding and the chance for a couple thunderstorms, too. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Rocky Lynn is playing at Kane Center for the Arts Saturday, January 20th. Having performed all over the world, written hit songs, and mentored artists, Rocky Lynn is making another stop here at home. Rocky Lynn, Saturday, January 20th, kanearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Quilters and knitters unite! The Quilting and Needle Art Extravaganza is happening this month at the Statesville Civic Center, Friday, January 26th and 27th. Admission is $5.
Need a break, Joe.
Come explore the many beautiful fabrics, styles, and maybe even buy a new sewing machine. The Quilting and Needle Art Extravaganza at Statesville Civic Center on January 26th and 27th. Birkdale on Ice is still going on through January 28th. Time to lace up your skates and hit the ice. To make sure you can skate when you want, we recommend you making a reservation. For skate session info, including times and pricing, visit birkdalevillage.com. Mooresville Parks and Recreation presents the Hitmen of Country, playing at the Charles Mack Citizen Center Friday, January 19th. Love country music? The Hitmen of Country have toured and recorded with some of the country's greatest artists, like Keith Urban, Trace Adkins, Travis Tritt, and Jason Aldean. For more information, go to visitmooresville.com. That's visitmooresville.com. Have an event you'd like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
Today's Real Talk continues now. Here's your host, licensed real estate attorney Justin Ckezepis on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on all things North Carolina real estate, business, and life. Going to get our erosion lesson now. Bill, your previous life to being a full-time producer consigliere, you were a man of the earth. Give us a basic, if you can, in layman's terms, given your technical knowledge. I'm going to ask you to tone it down a little bit. What are we doing?
Right. Okay. Erosion in general is erosion is what comes off of your job site. Well, it's not supposed to come off of your job site. Erosion, I think, is more of a verb, right? Things are eroding. It's what you do. It's what it does, right? You don't want it to happen, or it is going to happen regardless, should I say. You want to control it, right? And where you see a lot of, erosion makes up, I think, about 70% of the pollution that's in our water nationwide.
Really?
Yeah. So
it's a big number.
Right. Well, if you ever drive through by a job site after a rainstorm and you see, some red dirt on the civilian side of the silt fence, I mean, that's erosion that's out of control.
Out of compliance.
Out of compliance, yeah.
You got to keep
planning. A lot of planning goes into the flow of water because the water is going to happen and things are going to move.
You can't control it.
Well, no. You can control. You have to put in measures, whether they be berms to slow it down or direct it to where we want it to go, which is usually a detention pond of some sort.
Do you like detention or retention ponds better?
I like them all.
Okay. I don't know if they do anything different. I know there's two different names.
Yeah.
But they're ponds.
Retention is probably the right word.
Or detention.
Or detention.
Or both.
Or both.
Like when you drive into a neighborhood, you see those ponds. It's got like that fountain in the middle.
Right.
They want you to believe that was just an aesthetically pleasing thing.
I know what that is.
This is where it stopped. This is where it all comes down to.
It better be flowing here.
when everything goes downhill because of the floods and the mudslides.
Correct.
This is where it goes.
Correct. It's important stuff.
I don't disagree with you on that. Drinking water is important.
Absolutely. That's why if you watch the
do we get our drinking water from the lake?
Yes. Yeah, several counties do. Lake Norman's responsible for a lot of people's drinking water.
Because you got Catawba River, you got Lake Norman, you got Catawba River, you got Mountain Island Lake.
Yep, several basins in there, yeah.
Solid basins.
Basins?
Basins for days.
Basins?
Basins for daysins.
Yes.
That's a big deal. How good is our water? Or do we have good water here?
Yeah.
Solid water.
I'd say so.
I hope so.
I hope so too, really.
I mean, genuinely, like if it's out of control, we need to start doing stuff about it. I guess that might be a question we should have been asking a while ago.
Correct. The idea is to always plan ahead.
Fail to plan, plan to fail.
That's it.
JFK said that. Was it him?
Or Dale Jr., I thought you said.
It may have been Dale Jr. That's definitely possible. You think Denny Hamlin wins a championship this year?
It is possible. I don't know. I'm not getting the magic energy from that name when I look into my third eye, my NASCAR eye.
People want it, though. His people want it.
Right. I hope.
They want it bad.
I hope.
Only so many seasons left, you know? I mean, reality of time hits us all.
Yeah, that's the truth. My birthday's tomorrow.
Dang. 3-4?
Yeah.
How's that feel? Does that feel different? Does that hit different? Or not? Like it's just like 3-3.
I think we were talking about it on the golf course a little bit yesterday.
Were we talking
we're
about
just
golf
not
course?
we're just not young anymore.
We are not in the young category.
Right. Not in the young category. I know we're not old yet. Got plenty of time, but
are we middle age?
I would say I'm a full-size middle-aged man.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll let you know how it is.
I'm definitely not. Well, I'm shortly behind you. Just a couple of weeks. Yeah, I appreciate the couple of weeks.
Warming it up for you.
Notice. It's going to be nice not to navigate it myself, I guess. Hey.
I got you, man.
I'm trying to navigate Highway 73 in the parking lot. That's the advantage is you don't move. You just stay there the whole time. And then Birkdale Landing, which you pass every single day. There's multifamily going in there. On the side where it connects to Birkdale Commons Parkway, because it's swinging around and connecting. So it's Lindholm Drive coming across Samfur.
Right.
And then it's going to connect around to Birkdale Commons Parkway on the golf course side, like on the, going toward Shake Shack and Jason's Deli and all that. It's a little half moon loop.
Wow.
And so there's going to be multifamily at that corner near Birkdale Commons Parkway. That light is terrible. Leaving Birkdale on Birkdale Commons Parkway, it lasts all of 4 seconds.
Right.
It literally, and the other one that's terrible is 21. It's 21 Statesville. 21 is Statesville. I don't know why I always mix up 21 and 115. 21 is Statesville Road. 21 Statesville Road and Gilead. When you're going south on Statesville, crossing over Gilead, that is the shortest light ever. And then you wait so long for it to come back around. It is crazy to me. We need to get our traffic lights moved locally. I just don't understand why that is not a heavier initiative right now to control the flow of traffic. Imagine a regional approach, understanding the way everyone lives and works and everything around here, to taking over the traffic lights in an efficient manner.
What prevents it? Just responsibility, and I'm assuming cash?
Yeah, cash and the willingness and an aptitude.
Right.
To manage.
The know-how.
Yeah. Because you got to manage it. That's what it's about. That's what it's about, is managing it.
Right.
Regional makes sense. I don't know what it costs. Is it $10 million? Is it $4 million? Is it $50 million? Is it $1 billion? I don't know. I surely hope not $1 billion. That'd be crazy. If it was $1 billion to take it over? Like, what, you want us $1 billion to take over some computers? Maybe they're good computers. What if it's like the first computer? Like they're just holding on to it because of its tremendous, artifact value?
Right.
You think that's how it works at the DOT?
I don't think so.
It makes you wonder. They were at one point when, this would have been like 2017-ish, I want to say.
Right.
I was in Leadership Academy with the Realtor Association, and we went to the Raleigh Day. It's like a go to Raleigh Day. Everybody goes to Raleigh. All the Realtor Association is there in Raleigh for initiatives. And which is good because it's certainly influential, but you're under one banner. It's kind of like picking a political party type thing. And the big push that year was for a electronic system for the DOT to put down, is a road public or private, and who's supposed to maintain it. Like it was a big database initiative push. And I do recall seeing some iteration of it at some point. I just don't know if it's ever come fully to fruition. Because certainly that's a part of the conversation too, is who's responsible for what? Because if like we knew like that pothole out there, you could, make a phone call or send an email, and then it gets documented on a list locally, and then if enough people around it locally, it's like, okay, let's spend the money on fixing it.
Sure.
Is it managed to that level? They need like a course on this, I feel like. Is this like, can I go to college for this?
Slightly off topic. Wasn't Domino's doing something similar to that?
Fixing potholes for free pizza.
Right. And then they had to stop because
there was too many.
Well, I don't think they're allowed to do that.
Oh, okay. They're not allowed to fix potholes.
Right.
Oh, they were like just bringing a truck out and just.
Yeah.
That's what it was on TV. I saw it
Right.
on TV. The commercial.
Right.
It's real life.
Right. That does open up Domino's for a little bit of liability.
It'd be a problem. I don't. Them trucks are expensive. Them and the crews to work. Oh gosh, Domino's investing a lot into the community.
We call it black gold. That asphalt.
Are we going pro Domino's now? Is that we're not gonna go for the local? We're gonna say we're all Domino's because of their ties to the local community.
No, because they don't do it.
Dang. Thought we had one right there.
Yeah, almost.
There's bound to be one at some point that is gonna do something about it. Who's gonna do something about it? You think? You think it's like the local level that finally does something? You think it's state level?
No, I definitely think it'll be the state. It's not gonna.
No
one's gonna go out on a limb.
So we need the state regional rep for Domino's. That's what we need. Okay. Phone's ringing. 844 Studio 4. You got about 2-3 minutes left to join the conversation if you want to. Joe Vagnone's up next. So local biz now. He's a business broker. Been a business broker for about 30 years. Knows probably more about business than, I don't know, 90-some-odd% of the people that you'll talk to in a day. Probably more than that. I mean, like 90. This is what like business is what this guy does. Like I believe myself to be an entrepreneur, but when I go home, I just like my mind transitions to something else. He probably thinks of everything like in buying and selling businesses. It'd be hard not to, kind of put those all together into one. So that'd be pretty cool. Smart guy. He's going to know what he's talking about. George Jones is on the phone right now. Let's say good afternoon to him. Hey, George, how you doing? Happy New Year.
Oh, it's a great year. Thank you so much. You're on one of my favorite topics.
Okay. What you got for me, George?
Well, I live out here by the Love's truck stop, and the traffic and the building and the construction and everything has made the way over to the highway, the medians in there are real wide. And it's full of gravel and trash and junk, and it's just terrible. And I'll tell you, I've tried to get DOT and Statesville to say, listen, we'll spend half a day with 5 guys and clean it up and make Statesville look like the jewel it is. And I get it's somebody else's job. I'll tell you the truth. I will do it if they'll let me. I'll go out there for an hour for a week, once a day, and sweep it up. And if Lowe's will get a hold of me, I'll work for them to do it. They need to make their image better by doing this. But this isn't an anti-Love's thing. They're a good business.
We like Loves. We like love around here, George. We're pro-love around here.
Oh, yeah, we got Love Valley, baby.
That's right. George, we appreciate you, man. I'm coming up on the end of the show. Really appreciate you, George, calling. Really do. Appreciate you listening. I'm with you. Like, somebody's got to take care of this stuff. We need to accept responsibility. It's been put in place. There should be a maintenance plan with it. And if it's not, like, there's so many projects out there over time, we get it. So let's go through the period of getting everything, organized, who's supposed to do what can we do going forward, having some actual conversations. That's what it should be about. We need to get back to that reasonableness. I love you, my kid. Check out the morning show. Giving away tickets tomorrow, George. Love you.
The new 105.